Breaking news, baby dolls. Bitcoin has officially touched $40,000. We have just seen it crack right through. We are going to see how it plays out from here. Don't get too excited because we are still going through that poopy mech poop zone. We are climbing and grinding up higher. It seems like with every day that passes, the bears have eventually got to capitulate. We are now witnessing the move where all the bears who said we were going to 10 to 12K and did not pivot, they are now going to regret it. And even though we do want to celebrate, I can't help but wonder what comes next, because we are now on the 4th green monthly candle. As we report this to each other, you got to remember that Bitcoin usually leads first and then the altcoins follow after. So this Bitcoin daily chart, it just looks like a bunch of lines going up and down. But if we look at the weekly super trend, once again, we are defying gravity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green weekly candles here as well. It just seems like we're getting closer and closer to the end, even though you're like probably thinking, what do you mean? Closer to the end? We're just getting started, baby. Yes, that's how the game works. When Bitcoin eventually stops, altcoins are going to move up. And most altcoins are not going to go anywhere near the distance you would even mildly get excited about. And that's going to be the end. But is it really the end? No, it's not. Because based off time, friends, I've already made this here for you. Based off time, when do altcoins actually start moving up? The window of time, if history repeats, it doesn't have to, but if we repeat for the 4th time, it would be the second half of 2024, June to December of 2024. So some altcoins topped out early, such as ChainLink. That should start moving up June 2024. Other altcoins topped out late. That's December 2024. For example, coins like eHEX. Okay, that's the window. We can look at the altcoin index to give us an idea. Now, what was interesting is somebody made a comment and they said to me, well, but ChainLink is already moving up. Yes, I mean, on a log chart, it hides all the pain. Friends, don't use log charts that much. I know they're overhyped, okay? The real chart of truth is the actual linear chart. That is what you want to see, because charts are human emotions, okay? If you're using a log chart, you can never really tell whether something goes up or low too much, because it's just, you never get to see how parabolic that nature truly is when you're living in the moment. Now, this is ChainLink. You can see now, ChainLink, after spending 18 months going on the floor, has started to move up, but this is not a real move. What is this move? This is a move to recover everyone trapped here. By the way, you know, ChainLink hit $20 in August of 2020. So, you know, we are still down from that August 2020 price. It's been 1,200 days. We're still 17% down. You know, just like 2 months ago, we were like August 2020. We were down. This is disgusting. We were down 63% since August 2020. That's how disgusting a lot of these altcoin moves are. We're nowhere near justifying anything. But hey, the market doesn't really have to justify much of itself, does it? It's just everybody's trapped. It's a grateful Ponzi. We need value to keep getting created, okay? So what we're looking for, the real move, is, I would say, breaking $40 to $50 chaining. That's the real move. That's what you're actually here for. This little recovery piece of poop, this is nothing. This is what I call the soy zone. It is the break-even soy boy zone. It's all the people who probably bought, you know, Bitcoin between 30 to 40K, average price 38. All those people are looking at their portfolios and they're thinking, oh man, I don't really like this crypto thing. They're eventually going to get out and they're going to make a bit of a mistake soon to come, because they're going to realize that Bitcoin ETF isn't actually going to usher in $100,000 in 30 days like they were promised. They're just going to give up, because this crypto industry, it's not all that cracked up that it appears to be. But what else can we do out there, friends? I know this is funny. It feels like it's Groundhog Day. It doesn't really matter. Because, hey, I said, yeah, buy ChainLink every single day for the past 18 months, under $10. Now that's above $10. What do? Well, you got to wait on the sidelines. I still like PulseChain, real DeFi. The PulseX buy and burn is working in the background. PulseChain, you get to buy. Think about this, friends. There were people who believed in Richard Hart 2.5 years ago. They put in their money, they waited 2.5 years, and they are down 40%. All right, they are down 40%. Now, when people usually look at these prices, so if you're new here, welcome, take a ticket over there. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget he loves and appreciates you. Just to let you know, when it comes to looking at Pulse, for example, many people will quote the mega whale price, 0.40. So they'll say, well, they put in a lot of money, $10 million plus, $1 million plus, so their average price is down there. But look, man, there were 40,000 people who sacrificed. Only the top 300 people get nice prices. You understand? The bottom 35,000 people who all did between $500 to 10 grand, all those people have an average entry up here. Okay, so you are still buying in their blood. You are buying all their shame, all their embarrassment, all their regrets. They're like, oh man, this thing, I did not think it was going to go down this much at all. But remember, you still are my Habibi. Don't forget it, baby. So it's cheap. It's cheap. I like this. You don't need to leave limit orders. You don't need to worry about, oh, is it too high or whatever. No, it's dead. It's dead. Just like ChainLink was dead in this zone. It is freaking dead. And people say, oh, it's going to die more. It's going to die more. Man, they got it wrong. I'm just saying, what if I'm right again? What if I'm right and they're wrong again, where it's just like, hey, enough time has passed and we just zip up. Okay, that's eventually what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weekly candles go on a race. These 1.5 years of pain. Maybe we get to see something like that in this ecosystem. There are other coins you can go and accumulate out there. Show them to me, friends. Show them to me. It's all the same game pretty much. You're all linked to Bitcoin and Ethereum. PulseChain has contrarian advantages. For example, everyone hates it. It is still shadow banned, not listed on centralized exchanges. There are many easy tweaks that we can do that just increase adoption. That's the advantage you have here. So this is Pulse and PulseX. Now, because of the Pulse and PulseX ratio, I would still personally, not financial advice, go buy bonds, go buy government bonds. If you can't take it, sell. But based on the ratio, I would still do 50-50. So if I had like 10 grand coming in next month, I'd be like, all right, I'd throw 5 Pulse, 5 PulseX. I wouldn't choose one or the other because the ratio is exactly around the middle. Now, here it is. People think this is all really cheap, and this isn't really that cheap. Like, what would really cheap to me mean? Really cheap to me would mean breaking this low and going down to like 0.15. If this ratio got down here, it means PulseX is very cheap against Pulse. And here, if we went down here, I would just be 100% PulseX accumulating. I'm like, don't even touch Pulse. And the opposite is true too. If we went up here, I would just be accumulating Pulse. But right now, we're in the middle of the zone. So I wouldn't take a big punt, one or the other. I would do half and half. You also see the combined hex price of around 1.6 cents. This is unfortunately still where the low was of 2022. I know it feels so strange and a bit disgusting. You're thinking, dude, have we really been waiting over 1.5 years and it's still below 2022 right now? Yes, this is the game, man. But hey, you're buying blood. I like buying blood because, you know, friends, I hear all these people bragging about these wins and stuff in crypto. Oh, I killed it. And then they talk a bit too much. They open their mouths too much. And then you find out what they consider a huge winner was a 4X, right? It was a 4X on your little $2,000. Wow. Congratulations. Like, they don't know that it was like the 1 out of 100 chance that they won their little 4X and they've just gotten out. Like, what they've done is, in the one winner, this, because when I'm hearing about it, it's survivorship bias, right? Because, you know, friends, look around you. Yeah, there are 1,000 other people who got wrecked buying coins that didn't move. And then you hear about the one dude, something goes up 10x, he buys it, and then it goes up another 4x. And he thinks, oh, well, see, it's easy. You just buy everything that goes up. What ends up happening is every single time they come buy a coin, I'm talking for the next 12 to 18 months, what's going to happen to them is they're going to buy at the top of the range and it's going to get destroyed. So that's what's coming up next to them. So that's why I like buying blood. PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX, real DeFi, native, trustless yield. Just want to remind you, okay, not to be racist, but I'm overweight Pulse and PulseX. That's me. Once again, friends, that's why I don't really care, okay? If you lose money doing this, it's your fault, all right? It literally is your fault. You're clicking the button. you are going through all this information. You believe what you want to believe. All right. So I'm telling you that I overweight my portfolio down here at the low to Pulse and PulseX versus X. So I'm not going to tell you my ratio, but minimum what I would do if I had a portfolio coming in, it would be 66% into Pulse plus PulseX, 33% into eHEX plus pHEX. That's what I will do. It used to be the other way around. So all the way down here, I was overweight hex, more eHEX, because eHEX was very low itself. And now that it just hit a point, and I was like, wait, this makes no sense to me. Why are you down here this much? So I've decided to go in. Now, I just want to remind you as well, once again, if you do this and this goes down, what does that mean? It means Pulse and PulseX are underperforming hex. It means hex, the premier store values keep going up. But I already outlined my reasons why. Look, it doesn't really matter what I say. What's fascinating to me is, see, friends, when I started doing YouTube, that you like, subscribe, red button, all shock the algorithm, family friendly show. What I started thinking was, I thought, well, as I got things right and I sniffed enough chairs and I ate enough pretzels, I thought everybody unanimously would say, oh, golly gee, this peanut brain, he's here 18 hours a day. I think there's something there. That's what I thought would happen. Actually, instead what happened was when I would make a prediction and it happens, people are now saying, no, that only happened because you told people it would happen and they all followed you. Or the targets are only happening, or surveys are only happening because you've told everybody about it. And I'm like, no. Friends, I know it's very, very lovely. It's flattering for everyone to think that my little voice out yelling into the cyberspace actually has an impact. No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't. How do I know this, friends? Go to a party at midnight. Everyone's naked. There's orgies. They're eating jelly beans. They're watching Ren and Stimpy. And go tell them to start feeling sad and go home. Go try to convince them. You can't. Their emotions override any words you can put in their head. Just like we know at the bottom of the depression zone in crypto, go and tell people, don't worry, you've come so far in life. You're a good person. Do you think we wanted to hear that at the bottom of the bear market? No, it meant nothing. That's why markets and humans and the emotions, they're always the same. Okay, we have not evolved to deal with it. So I really do believe Pulse and PulseX just have less damage on them. That's it, compared to Hex. They're cycle 1 coins. They are newer. They are fresher. They can be upgraded. Hex can't be upgraded. All right, it can't be upgraded. Bitcoin can't be upgraded. Like technically it can, but it won't be. Ethereum can be upgraded. Ethereum can get a bigger city. All right, Ethereum can get faster. Ethereum is going to do sharding. Same as PulseChain can be upgraded. PulseX can be given limit orders. Bitcoin can't. So we accept the higher volatility in them. But guess what? You think, okay, high volatility up and down. Yeah, but if you believe this is risk off, so this is the off button, right? The part going down where we're in bear market mode. I'm just thinking, well, speculating, maybe we go to the dove in bull market mode. And what does that mean? From here, today's price, that's another 110%. So that's whatever Hex does, basically Pulse and PulseX do a 2.2x. If it gets there, it doesn't have to. And of course, friends, just to remind you, a lot of people, they don't get it. This can do this sideways and sideways and sideways and only pop up at the very, very end of 2025. It's possible. Just like how I said with eHEX, it could happen. It's the exact same thing. So Bitcoin, touching that $40,000, zooming into this price chart, it does nothing for you, friends, because I've got to remind you, please, okay, this is why every single person, even on a daily chart, you just got to be careful, okay? I'm looking at the weekly chart. Look, I drew this golden box of friendship a year ago. Here we are. We're entering the risk zone, all right? Now, it doesn't mean, sell everything, I'm up 2x. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means look out for euphoria. Remember, look, I told you this. I said, wouldn't it be crazy if we bursted up and they announced the Bitcoin ETF and it got approved? Golly gee. That's why you got to be careful of these seller news. So There's also a bit of a pickle situation because if you're looking at many other altcoins, if Bitcoin goes up here, what if your altcoin only does like a 2x from here? Like what if ChainLink, for example, is only like 18 bucks at the top? What if Hex, Pulse, and PulseX are only up, and remember they're down really, really, really bad. They're really badly down. What if they only go up a 3x from here? Are you going to be selling? You go, well, that's Euphoria, right? Because everybody's still way, way, way down and they were up earlier. That's the tough part. There is no right answer for that. You're going to have to weigh up for yourself. How much do you want to bet on 2024 playing out contrary to what everybody thinks? Because everybody thinks 2024 is up only. What if 2024 is a red year? If it is a red year, there'll be capitulations from people selling back. And you won't get like a minus 80 or minus 90% in most of the altcoins, but you might get minus 50%. And it's going to feel a lot of pain. All right. So this is just something to think about. Personally, this is just me. All right. Can't tell you what I do, friends, but you got altcoin, you got Bitcoin up here. I think you got to be taking some off the table. All right. If it does this little euphoric burst up, and Jim Cramer and anybody else. Jim Cramer's already bullish, by the way. So you just got to be careful, say, about Bitcoin. But remember, Bitcoin ain't changing anybody's life from here. Because, I mean, look at these, friends. Even if you got out Bitcoin at 46K and it went back down to 34, wow, 26%. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then you wrote it back up. How much are you making it? You don't make that much, man. You're making, like, the distance is, 27% back to the top. It's not worth playing around with it. It's the altcoins matter a lot because you're dealing with a 2x or a 3x here and there. So you can get doubles and triples minimum. I know everybody's like thinking about 50s and 100s X's, but you get the point. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button on. You are my Habibi Albi. I'm going to catch you very soon.